Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Showcase Presents Wonder Woman, Volumes 1 through 3. Take a look at these comic covers right here. Now, Showcase Presents Wonder Woman series is similar to all the other Showcase Presents series, in that it deals with the Silver Age stories of its respective character. Now that's not to say that the Showcase Presents series doesn't do other comic book eras. For example, like Batman the Outsider deals with the Bronze Age material, and Booster Gold Showcase Presents deals with his modern continuity material. But for the most part, the Showcase Presents series deals with the Silver Age era. And it usually stops right before the Bronze Age, around 1969. But with that said, Wonder Woman's Showcase Presents series does deal with her Silver Age stories. And Wonder Woman was similar to that of Batman, Superman, Robin, in that her character didn't change at all when transitioned from the Golden Age to the Silver Age. Actually, a lot of her Golden Age material was kind of used in her Silver Age stories. Unlike, say, Green Lantern or Flash, which are the best examples, their characters dramatically changed when transitioning over from Golden Age to Silver Age. However, unlike Superman and Batman, Wonder Woman did get quite a bit of a facelift when it came down to the character itself. More or less with the content of her stories. See, what you gotta understand is Wonder Woman during the Golden Age was similar to that of Captain America over in Marvel, in that she was a character that's very much rooted into fighting against the Nazis and participating in World War II. Where Batman and Superman may have supported the war and said, support our troops, buy, war bonds and all that stuff, they never actually actively participated in the war. At least not too much. There were only very few stories where they actually fight the Nazis. Where Wonder Woman's main enemies were the Nazis. So, you gotta understand when transitioning over into the Silver Age, World War II is ended. There are no Nazis anymore. So, Wonder Woman kind of needs to have her character change around and modernize up. So we do actually get a retelling of her origin story at the very beginning of the Showcase Presents series. Now, in these Silver Age stories, we're going to see a lot of recurring characters, Stephen Trevor being probably the most recurring, but we also get to see a lot of secondary characters like Queen Hippolyta, Wonder Girl, Wonder Tot, Merboy, named Minnow, I believe, who turns into Merman, and Birdboy, who turns into Birdman. And we do get a few recurring villains. The Duke of Deception, along with Angleman and Mouseman. Now, I don't really need to go into whether or not this is good or bad and whether or not you should get it, because I can really sum up this in just a few sentences, so here I go. I like the Silver Age stories. Unlike a lot of people, I enjoy them. They're not my favorite stories, though. You gotta understand. I love the modern continuity the most. The Bronze Age, I love too. And the Golden Age, I think, is really fun. The Silver Age is definitely at the bottom of the totem pole. There's a lot of campiness to be dealt with the Silver Age. But I still enjoy a lot of Silver Age stories. Justice League, Batman, Aquaman, Teen Titans, just to name a few. However, I have to say, I did not enjoy these Wonder Woman stories. Sorry, that hurt. It really pains me to actually say I didn't enjoy something Wonder Woman. Because you guys have to understand, and most of you already do, that I love Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is my second favorite superhero, next to Batman, who's my favorite. So, I usually enjoy all Wonder Woman stories, despite the fact whether they're good or not. Because it's Wonder Woman. I think she's an awesome character. However, the Showcase Presents Wonder Woman series were probably the worst Silver Age stories that I've read. There's a few reasons to this, and I'm going to give you these reasons. That's not to say I didn't enjoy these to a point. They just weren't all that good, and they were definitely the weakest out of Silver Age I've read so far. The first point that you have to understand is, just like I said earlier, is Wonder Woman was a character that was very much rooted into World War II and dealing with Nazis. Once you took Nazis out of the equation, she got to fight more mystical beasts and space aliens, and a lot of stories got kind of ridiculous. Almost to the Justice League of America ridiculousness. But see, the Justice League of America ridiculousness, their outrageous adventures, were okay, because it's Justice League of America. However, Wonder Woman alone and her ridiculous stories kind of get overbearing and just hard. Without that formula of fighting against the Nazis, she has no real enemies, and she didn't really establish a rogue gallery at this point. I don't know if Cheetah was introduced. I forget exactly when Cheetah was introduced, but she doesn't show up in this at all. The only recurring villains, as I said, were the Duke of Deception, Angleman, and Mouseman. And each of them show up maybe 1 or 2 stories, and that's about it. So she really lacks a rogue gallery, and her stories kind of go out there. Another reason, and the big reason for me, is the Wonder Girl, Wonder Tot stuff. Now, hear me out. I love Wonder Girl. But you have to understand is when Wonder Girl was first introduced, it wasn't actually Donna Troy. No, Wonder Girl, when she was first introduced, was actually the teenage version of Wonder Woman. Very similar to Superman and Superboy being the same person. Now, I accepted this at first. I was like, okay, so, you know, Wonder Woman is Wonder Girl before Donna Troy comes along. It's not actually until the first Teen Titan material does Wonder Girl become a separate entity and become Donna Troy. And even then, it wasn't until around 1969 did she revealed that she was Donna Troy. But I was okay with this at first. I mean, it's just like Superboy and Superman. But it started to get a little ridiculous when Wonder Tot was introduced, and then when all 3 of them would be working and living together. Yes, Wonder Woman would be working with her child in teenage form. It was a little too much for me. It screams big-time continuity problems. So that's probably the biggest thing. And, you know, at some points you start to wonder, well, maybe this Wonder Girl is Donna Troy. But then again, these stories are set around 1965, and around 1965 is when I believe the Titans started to get going. And even then, even towards the end of these stories, Wonder Girl was referred to as the teenage version of Wonder Woman. So, big continuity problem, big just head trip, having Wonder Woman in her teenage form and her child form all living together in the same time. It's not like she went back in time. They're all in the same time, the present, at least this present. So that was kind of just a head trip. Just a head trip. And also, much like many of the Silver Age characters, pointing out Superman being one of them, like many of the superhero characters that had superpowers, Wonder Woman's powers were almost godlike. There was nothing Wonder Woman couldn't do. It just made the stories kind of bland and boring after a while, when she could mend a whole fucking building. A building was tearing in half, and she just started rubbing really fast and tying her magic lasso of truth around it to prevent it from falling apart. It's kind of like Superman being able to push planets around. It was a little too much for me. Now, you gotta understand, there were points of these stories I did enjoy. You know, these stick with the Wonder Woman feminism feel, and it didn't become overbearing in that, you know, women are better than men. It was more of an equality feel that women and men are equal, which, you know, it stayed true to form with Wonder Woman on that. And we do get to see a bit of evolution of Wonder Woman here. But to say that I really enjoyed these stories would be a complete lie, because I actually did not enjoy these stories. These are the first Wonder Woman stories that I didn't like. It got to the point with the Wonder Girl and Wonder Tot stories, and they were showing up every other issue, that I actually started skipping the Wonder Girl and Wonder Tot issues, because they were just downright annoying the fucking shit out of me. I probably will go back and read them when I have more patience, but it was rough. But like I said before, no one has to question my devotion to Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. She's my second favorite superhero. And I love everything I've read of Wonder Woman, with the exception of these. Do I recommend picking them up? No. I mean, if you're an absolute, you know, sacrificing a lamb on your pedestal altar over there for the god of Wonder Woman fan like I am, if you're that hardcore of a Wonder Woman fan, I recommend picking this up, because then you will appreciate all the good of Wonder Woman now. But if you're not that kind of Wonder Woman fan, if you're an okay Wonder Woman fan, a casual Wonder Woman fan, or not a Wonder Woman fan at all, avoid these at all costs, because really, the best things that these do is remind you how good Wonder Woman is now compared to what she was beforehand. So, Showcase presents Wonder Woman. I hate to say it, but you gotta avoid. It's really not good. It really isn't. Go read more George Perez Wonder Woman, or Greg Rucka, or Gail Simone Wonder Woman. Then you'll be happy. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. Showcase presents Wonder Woman Volume 1 through 3. Don't bother. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.